Members of the XRP army, listen carefully. The Fed is going to treat XRP. Additionally, I anticipate that you will read this for a very long time if you are not prepared for what is about to happen. Without any support, money becomes stuck. This is crucial in my opinion. In your hand, you can hold US, Canadian, or Australian money. Where it is irrelevant. The moment has come. Let's discuss the current situation. Let's return to the live broadcast where we discussed the discussion with Jackson Hole Powell. He conveyed a powerful message. I believe he wishes to reduce charges. I haven't thought about this much yet. I wanted to start by presenting a startling section of the Caposi letter that discusses this. Powell, the Fed's chairman, is reported to have given up. The Fed will claim that the sluggish job market is the reason for the rate cut in a month. At the same time, CPI inflation has remained above 2% for 53 consecutive months, and PPI inflation increases at its highest level in 3 years. Bring nothing of importance. You will be abandoned. For this reason, we will review this post in brief. What does it now signify for XRP? I believe that's what we'll discuss. But first, I have some extremely important news to share with you. My Crusader Trade buy and sell signal was configured and tested. For the first time ever, it is now available to all of you. Click the link in the remark at the top of the page or in the video description to register. For now, that's all. We'll discuss it further soon to inform you of this wonderful news. You can acquire this sign for cheaper today because it's the first day of launch. The fact that there aren't many bargains left is encouraging. I've spent a lot of time testing it. Months were spent creating this. I am eager to share it with you. We may then discuss that in greater detail. Let's discuss the Fed and the RBI. According to the Caposi letter, you need to know what the Fed does in order to better grasp what's happening. The Federal Reserve is responsible for maintaining low prices and wage rates. The Fed has two responsibilities. The Fed has only considered its role in relation to inflation since 2021. However, Powell, the Fed's head, recently made a significant shift. Powell stated that we may need to adjust our approach when the risks shift. In other words, the Fed now worries that job loss poses a greater threat than inflation. This is known as stagflation. We are currently there. However, since inflation is currently at the 2% level that the Fed wants it to be, this will not occur. The PPI recently increased by 0.9% from one month to the next, and the core CPI is currently above 3%. The largest increase since 2022 is this one. Why, therefore, did the dangers shift? We now know that almost 258,000 employment were lost or altered between May and June. That exceeds the total population of Scottsdale, Arizona. So far this year, 461,000 positions have been replaced with less critical ones. Many key indicators of the labor market are breaking, as we have been suggesting. The Fed cannot ignore this issue. If nothing is done about rising unemployment and prices, the United States will find itself in a difficult situation. Everything will be destroyed by these two factors, including the stock market and the economy. Indeed, in other words, stock prices won't rise if consumers are unable to purchase them. If people cannot afford to live, they will not be able to purchase goods and services. The economy will ultimately collapse as a result of this. That's precisely what Jerome Powell wants to stay away from. Jerome Powell has only one chance left. In order to reduce unemployment, should I lower interest rates and strengthen the dollar? The answer appears to be yes. The implications of this for XRP have not yet been discussed. First, let's examine the performance of the S&P 500. The SP 500 is content as long as the Fed merely lowers interest rates by 2% from their peak. In the previous 20 years, it is 20 times. Since rates were cut, the S&P 500 has increased by an average of 13.9% over the course of the year. 9% TWBU. I want you to know that the SP 500 is a really large vehicle. It has significantly increased in value. The cryptocurrency market is no different. Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin all saw price declines that are much greater than those of the SP 500. Crypto was created, in large part, to address problems like the Federal Reserve altering the value of money. That's what cryptocurrencies are all about. That's the primary cause. The second. This is a result of the cryptocurrency market's small size and low value compared to the stock market. This implies that much lower production can result in far higher price increases. Many people are currently considering rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. This indicates that the likelihood of XRP and Bitcoin skyrocketing in the upcoming year is more than 95%. Ethereum will as well. The Fed still has a long way to go before lowering rates, and it's probable that all the other major caps will follow suit. Right now, rates are remaining in the range of 4.5 to 4, 75%. The Fed is reportedly only going to cut rates by 25 basis points. We will observe the situation. But that's a significant amount of money returning to the markets. I believe that the same thing will occur. A significant amount of money will be received, and as costs increase, more people will need to make decisions. What will I do with my money? I can't hold on to it because the US currency keeps losing value. Now what shall I do? I purchase stocks. I purchase virtual currency. Can I purchase a home now? Without a doubt, the majority of people will purchase Bitcoin. More people than ever before will join the XRP army, in my opinion. Since the Federal Reserve's founding, this has been the case. Knowing this, it's intriguing to observe what the industry's leading figures are doing. I don't believe that Michael Saylor's statement today that Bitcoin is for sale was an error. Right now, he would say this. Of course he would. Naturally, as the value of the US dollar fluctuates, buyers will continue to search for methods to exit the market. As long as the Federal Reserve continues to lower interest rates, this will occur. That is, all digital products are available for purchase. Right now, they want to invest in something that will increase in value and provide them with some well-earned money. According to Michael Saylor, that is Bitcoin. Naturally, he still supports Bitcoin wholeheartedly. That's either Caspa, H, or XRP, I believe. Right now, I am capable of doing those things. All right then. So we'll see what happens. What are your thoughts? Does XRP have a better chance than Bitcoin? Complete the following blanks with your response. He and Michael Saylor are both aware of what is happening. Many others do as well. You will visit towns, cities, companies, and other things as you travel the planet. Digital currencies like XRP can now be used to make payments. People in the UAE can now make reservations using XRP. Could that have been a coincidence? I want to ask you that question once again. People in the United Arab Emirates are currently engaged in these activities. The UAE is regarded as the center of innovation in the world. Do we believe this to be merely a coincidence? I don't think that makes sense. In reality, this appears to be a well-thought-out action. It appears that a large number of nations are aware that the system is broken. It is going to perish, so we must take action. What is the answer then? Is to switch our funds to ones that are more beneficial to us. United Arab Emirates. I think the UAE is amazing. They are the first to take a serious look at this, save from El Salvador and possibly a few other locations. The nations who are already at the top of their game will undoubtedly have the best prospects for the future. Everyone should watch this right now. Since this is how things will proceed going forward, everyone, individuals, corporations, and the government should be keeping an eye on this at this exact moment. I must admit that there will be a lot of wild dangers as a result of this crazy market volatility. I promise you that from now on, things will get insane. There is no hope for improvement. I want everyone to fully comprehend that. There are several possible outcomes when it comes to cryptocurrency. However, if the Fed begins reducing rates in September, which I believe is highly likely, the 12-month pattern will be very evident.